and so we kind of called her and said, like, we're adding this role. You know, it was kind of, in Reed's story, it was kind of, they alluded to this character, and Michael really fleshed it out and called her and said, like, you know, this is like really your genre, really up your alley, will you help us out? And she was like, yeah. I mean, she just kind of trusted us. She was like, whatever you need, I'll do it, you know?
Yeah. And then being behind the camera, is it fun? Like, you know, Jennifer was just saying that you do such a great job, you know, but you're very modest about it. But is it fun getting behind the camera for a change and kind of, you know, having an opportunity to? I know you've done stuff behind the camera before.
It's, you know, it's fun being in control and making all the artistic decisions, you know, and it's fun being in control of all the production decisions, you know. I like working with actors. I like working with, you know, staging scenes. I think I'm a good editor. I think I'll be good with the music. I think there's a lot about movie making. I've got you know, I think that, you know,
experience.
I can look at a frame and go like, this doesn't work, this prop doesn't work, this, you know, you don't look like a military guy, you know, you're not wearing your badge in the right place. I mean, all that stuff, I've got years and years and years of experience. The one place that I kind of lack a knowledge is, you know, kind of where the camera should be at all times, you know, when it should be moving, what lenses should be on it, and so on and so forth. And you know, what kind of coverage we should be doing, and so on and so forth. I mean, I'm more about like telling the story, writing the story, getting the story down. But as far as like I'm learning. To me, you know, that's really where I'm learning. That's kind of where I struggle. But yeah, I enjoy it. But I'll tell you what, I mean, I didn't really enjoy making it, you know, because I'd get up in the morning. And you know,
it was a lot of work.
Moment,
it was a lot of work.
Like my head is off the pillow. I'm thinking about the movie.
Yeah.
You know, and
he's an intense guy.
I go through the movie, and you know, through the entire day, I'm trying to get like, you know, 10 pages of dialogue down, and 10 pages of like action, 10 pages of this and that. You know.
And he's in almost every frame of the movie too, isn't he?
And I'm jumping back and forth between the cameras, so therefore I can't go behind this. Monitors and watch myself, you know. So then I'll see like 2 months later, we'll see like dailies, and I'll be like, "What's the fucking boom in this shot? Why didn't they see they can't see the boom?" and so on and so forth, you know. But you know, I found, you know, from a directing standpoint, you know, people always say to me like, you know, what's it like working with Jim Cameron, you know, because we hear Jim Cameron can be really rough, you know, and you know, Friedkin, we hear he can be pretty rough, you know, and Michael Bay is supposed to be pretty tough. What's it like working with these guys, you know? I came to realize, like on this movie, that like I'm worse than all of them, you know. And,
he is. I mean, I can vouch. I know Jim, and the others like, I don't know, but I can vouch for that.
Just like a maniac. You know, when I get out
Brian
there,
can probably vouch for that too.
And I just like, you know, I want to get it done. I want to get it done right. And when it doesn't get done right, I just like, I lose my patience. And I just like, let's, you know, like, you know, it's easy. You know, it's not brain surgery. Let's get it done, and let's get it done right, you know. Yeah. But if you bring me up, you know, like, you know. So I'm not really sure if I enjoyed myself. I was working so hard. And I was like so emotionally spent, and I was like fucking pulling performances out of actors, and at the same time, I was acting myself. And then, like, you know, I lost my voice because I was screaming, you know.
One full day you had to do whispers.
You know, we're trying to fucking shoot, you know.
Well, we got a story about Michael.
So anyway,
pulling a weapon out of a scene and running out and screaming the F word while Denny Kirkwood's in it, and Ryan Honey, and Ryan was doing the scene with Michael, and Denny and I were doing an interview with Fangoria on tape, and we didn't hear rolling. You know, we just didn't. We probably, you know, PA may have said it, and they might not have said it loud. We might have been distracted. And so we were in the middle of this interview, and all of a sudden Michael comes running out. Who the fuck is talking? You know, like a total maniac with a prop gun in his hand, wielding it. You know, it looked like a madman with a beard, and you know, it just. you know, looked
That
like
should be in the film.
chopping bodies in the woods, you know. And
I think that like most of the crew kind of had like this thing where they were all taking bets on when the first time I would,
When is he gonna
8:30,
snap?
9 o'clock, when's he gonna snap, how many times I would snap per day,
who is he gonna snap at?
I
But, you know,
try
we
to
also
keep
worked
my,
with friends, so.
I try to keep my energies focused on the passion of like peace, that like, it has to do with like the process. If the process isn't right, I'm angry. It's not like I'm looking at you and saying like, you're a fucking asshole, you're not doing your job, get off my set type of thing. It's like, this doesn't work. This prop doesn't work. Go find me a fucking prop that works. We'll shoot something else in the meantime, Or this setup doesn't work. Or you told me it was gonna be this. Or get out of the fucking shot. We're trying to shoot. Or shut the fuck up because we're shooting. Because when you have 11 days to shoot, and that's the thing that I want, and nobody will ever know it because they'll look at the movies, whether it's overseas or anywhere, and they'll go look at
In
it.
30 days.
They'll go like, yeah, it's okay. It's a good movie. It's all right. But, when you shoot it in 11 days as compared to 33 days.
Yeah, that's really
and
tight.
We're doing 36
setups a day.
between 36 and 40 setups a day, which is,
Certain days, yeah.
setting up the camera, lighting the camera, then shooting, multiple takes, and then breaking that down and then moving the camera in 30, and we just worked 12-hour days in that show.
We didn't go over, we couldn't, the way that we had set this film up in our budget and everything, I mean, we couldn't. But, we were working with some people we just met, but mostly friends, especially the actors.
Mostly
were
people
mostly
that
friends.
like, our DP had worked a little bit lighting for David Lynch, but he was mostly a still photographer.
But he's DP'd other films, I mean.
And he's very, very good at lighting. And we had a lot of people that were, we are always looking still more for our composers and our sound editors and for the guys that were kind of up and coming, that were on the verge of getting good, but would work for free.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Let's talk for a minute about this movie, The Divide, which you mentioned earlier, which is coming out. And I think this looks incredibly fascinating. It definitely has kind of an Assault on Precinct 13 sort of feel to it. But again, it's so mysterious because I don't think anybody really knows exactly what it's about.
Listen,
It's like nothing you've ever
This
seen.
makes Assault at Precinct 13 look like
A ride to Grandma's
Alice in
house.
Wonderland,
Yeah.
Now, Xavier is a very
Xavier's hardcore.
sweet, he's a little bit like David Lynch, very sweet, very non-assuming or whatever, but his mind is out there. And
Out there.
the performances, basically it's about a group of survivors from some sort of nuclear blast and or some phenomena that takes place about the world. We're never quite sure. And he's got this, my character's got this bomb shelter, and because he's survived 9/11, and he's kind of just down there living as a hermit sort of. And when this happens, 4, 5, 6 people go in from his apartment building into his bomb shelter, and he closes it up. And it's basically about like humanity. It's like Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
It's the,
Like who turns good, who turns bad, how good do they go, how far do you go for survival, and it gets fucking weird.
down and dirty, to say the least.
Great performances. There's
Rosanna Arquette.
there's an English actor named Michael Eklund, who is just phenomenal in the movie. And
Yeah, you guys just saw it, like, what was
We
it?
saw it
Yeah.
last night for the
That's-
first. It was a still rough. It's 6 weeks more of work,
Right.
but
we still haven't seen some of the special effects and stuff, but
Michael Eklund
Milo
is
Ventimiglia
brilliant.
is like, you think of him as the hero's hero. You'll never think of him the same way again. I mean, he's like Frankenstein at the end of the movie.
Wow.
And Lauren German does a great, great job in the movie. She's very, very, very good.
Ashton Holmes is in it.
And Courtney B. Vance, our favorite actor.
We love Courtney.
And
Vance.
Rosanna Arquette, who
Oh, yeah, she's terrific.
Freaking brilliant.
she was
in it.
upset yesterday at the screening because some things got cut out that was her that she thought was.
She's still brilliant in it.
But she was great. and it's very
Looks
claustrophobic,
beautiful.
but very, very beautifully shot.